So hello guys. What's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. Oh my god, it's been just how many days? 5 days, and some of you have tracked me to my DM. Neze, where are you? We are waiting for your gist. What is going on? Where did you go to? Relax. After the torture that you people put me through in that Batista video, you subjected me to exposing my eyes to all kinds of immorality. Oh my God. I had to go for confession. I went for spiritual cleansing. I went to the mountain. I went to purge myself of all unrighteousness. So that is why I've been away. I have been having one-on-one with my God, confessing and rejoining my spiritual race. But now I am back and I am better, like I never left. So what passed us? Oh, UCHE OGBODO. UCHE OGBODO, one name, come to the round table, come to the center table. Kilo day, you have been rearing your head here and there, and we have just been ignoring you, minding our business and sipping our tea. We no look UCHE face, literally. But just like a saw in the mouth, you will not stop tugging at us. So, let us have this talk already. Let us have this conversation once and for all. Before we proceed, do you know UCHE? UCHE is a Nigerian actress and producer born on the 17th of May 1986. Well, so she said. A lot of people believe that she's a lot older than 1986, but let us take her word for what it is. UCHE was born and bred in Enugu State, and it was there at Enugu State that she began her acting career when she registered with the Actors Guild of Nigeria Enugu chapter. She shot into limelight in the movies The Laptop 1 and 2. Oh my God, what's her name? Anyways, she shot into limelight in the movies The Laptop 1 and 2, which was released in 2008. And then Love in Sight is also a very popular movie that brought her out there, which was released in 2018. And then we have The Hostage, which premiered in 2019. She has now featured in well over 150 movies and has even dabbled into production, although she has lamented that she hasn't gotten that big break in movie production just as some of her colleagues have. But she is super hopeful that success will come, and we are also very optimistic for her. Hold up a second, hold up. Buy your break, dear. Have we reminded you that if you're seeing this beautiful face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, oh yeah, hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your comments in this video because we need to get your opinions, and stay glued for we have so much more coming your way. Don't also forget to join our Africa Folktale and History channel. Oh my God, a few videos back I narrated to you guys a culture in my place where if a woman gets pregnant, she is disgraced, beaten and banished from the village. A lot of people thought that it was just folktale, but it is a true life story. There are so many stories, history and folklore that I will be sharing with you guys on that channel. Very interesting, do not miss out. I'm going to leave the link to that channel down in the description box and pinned in the comments. So join me there as well to enjoy unfiltered, beautiful, well-told African folklore and history. All right, so let's go back to the story. UCHE was first married in 2013 to one Agbo Otto, a Nigerian, Norway-based ex-footballer. But 10 months after, UCHE left the marriage. She said that only 1 month after the engagement, it dawned on her that she had just made the biggest mistake of her life. She said that the foundation of the whole union was based on lies and deceit, big shocking lies and sheer deceit on the part of the man, and that she cannot conform to self-treachery. She cannot be immersed in self-deceit. And so she took a bow out of that relationship. What an irony. She could not conform to lies and deceit of a marriage of 1 month. She couldn't stomach it. She walked away. But May, on the other hand, a marriage of 20 years with lies and deceit, how do we match this equilibrium? Anyways, we are going to get there. So when Uche's marriage hit the rocks, she even came to the media to claim that they were not married, that they were only engaged. People were like, but you kept quiet all this while we were addressing you as Mrs. This person. You agreed to the fact that you were married. How come it's now that the marriage has crashed, that you've come and turned your mouth around and said you were never married, that it was just engagement? You allowed that narrative to spread without debunking it. Very convenient. But now that the whole thing has scattered, you say you were never married. Anyway, so she insisted that they were never married. They were just engaged to be married, making marriage preparations, until she began to see things that she couldn't stomach. That the man is two-faced, he did this, it was lies, it was deceit, he deceived her, a lot of things like that, and that she could not stay here. Thor. Anyways, we wished her well, we wished her luck. After all, a broken engagement is far better than a broken marriage. No be so then talk. No. We don't agree to suffering and smiling. So we supported her and we showed her all the love. So a few months after that breakup, next thing we saw was Uche with big belly. We're like, wait. Uche. Now waiting with this way with the see so. Where is this coming from and where is this going to? Did you get married or have you moved on already? Well, Uche took to the media to explain that the Beleria was for the former relationship, the ex-footballer that she just broke up with. She explained that during the course of the relationship, she had been trying her best to get pregnant for the man, to no avail, and that coincidentally, when they broke up, she discovered that she was pregnant, and even when she told the man, he rejected the pregnancy. He was like, how come all this while that we were dating, you didn't get pregnant? Is now that we have broken up that you are coming to me with pregnancy? You want to trap me with pregnancy? So he rejected the pregnancy. He didn't want to have anything to do with the baby. He left Uche high and dry, refused to take financial responsibility for the child, and even refused having any relationship with the child. Now, this is according to what Uche said. Remember that whatever I tell you guys here, I do not fabricate. I read old interviews, I watch tons of interviews, and I get the words from these people's mouths and then I bring to you guys. So this is the story as narrated by Uche, and here we cite another irony. Now, going by Uche's history, she has suffered abandonment by a man that she once loved. She has felt the sting that comes when a man is biologically responsible for a child and refuses to be emotionally, financially, and physically responsible for that child. So she knows how it pinches. And we all know the court documents are very clear about it. Even without the court documents, it goes without saying, anybody that has 2 eyes can see, clearly can deduce that Yul is not financially responsible for his children with me, 4 children, and she has never come out to call him out. But once again, it's all right. Let us go on with the story. So in 2014, Uche welcomed her child, her first child, a daughter, whom she named Mildred China Goram. So she was a single mother, doing her thing, living her life, engaging in her business of acting, and just forging ahead. After all, man no die, man no rotten. So she was there doing her thing. She said that she was open to marriage in the future, but she wasn't desperate for love at the time. If it comes, it comes, but if it doesn't, oh well. So years passed, and after some time, there came this young, fine, yellow pawpaw, like a prince in a white horse, wearing a shining, sparkling armor and galloping right in front of her. Bobby Maris was and is an upcoming musician and actor. Uche said that when Bobby began to Igbaya Titi, began to chike her, began to toast her, she was like, Simisi Wahalao. She said first, she wasn't ready to be in a relationship. Second, she wasn't accustomed to dating a guy that is years younger than her. All the men that she had been involved with in the past were so many years ahead of her in age. So what is this much younger guy who had never been married and had no children looking for in her? An older single mother of one. But Bobby was persistent. Oh no, he wouldn't back down. And she was like, here. These children of nowadays do not know how to respect their aunties anymore. But before we could say Jack Daniels, before we could say Jack Robinson, Auntie Pants don't shift. I say Auntie Pata don't bend. And so around August of 2020, UCHE was pregnant for Bobby. And so in June of 2021, they welcomed the child together, a daughter. Bobby's first, but UCHE's second. And so they named their princess Chimsimdiri Lumina Ugwuegbu. And so UCHE and Bobby continued dating. She was a baby mama of 2 kids from these 2 men, and she wanted to get married. Oh yes, she wanted to settle down. She wasn't so pleased with these multiple baby mama titles hovering over her head. And finally, on the 5th of January last year, in 2023, Bobby married UCHE traditionally at her hometown in Enugu. It was as if UCHE breathed in and out. Finally, this man has made an honest woman out of me. All these baby mama issues, Kalilia Kali, na only me waka come. And despite the internet judges and jury were questioning her, they were like, Bia wine. Kebi kotara this small boy from? Kebi wetere wine muramu. Where did you catch this small boy from? And who came down? UCHE, is he good? Fear God. For where? It was entering from one ear and going out from the other one. She hold the man. She was coming out to social media every Eke Market Day, heaping praises and accolades on him. How he is young at age, but old at mind, matured at soul, and elderly in spirit. So what could this internet jury do? They had to shut their mouths and enter house. And by October that year, when they got married in 2023, they welcomed their second child, a boy this time, and they looked pretty happy. UCHE is a famous, beautiful, opinionated woman. And believe me, when a beautiful woman is vocal and opinionated, it is very interesting, alluring, even intriguing, but only when these opinions are laced with intelligence and rational thinking. This is arguably deficient in UCHE's opinions and analogies most times. UCHE has always loved to be controversial. It is unclear if it is her genuine opinions that makes her controversial, or if she deliberately projects certain opinions to cause her to be controversial. But either way, she has somehow devised the perfect recipe to always generate or infuse herself in controversy, especially through her very damning opinion on issues of social interest. There are many, too many to count, but let us take this particular scenario for example. On this fateful day, a certain young man whose name, coincidentally, is also UCHE, took to Twitter to make this tweet. He said, "The day my grandpa died, my mom was disheartened about the loss of her father. My dad came back from work, asked her if she heard the news early, and then asked her to go fry plantain for him. A certain lady asked, did she fry it? And then the man responded, I did. Before we could say bararam, UCHE jumped into the conversation. She was like, and so? What is wrong with frying plantain for your husband? Do you want him to join your father too? Join your father too? In what sense? Like, if he doesn't eat plantain that very hour when his wife received news of her father's death, he's going to die or what? People were like, UCHE, are you okay? Are you mentally incapacitated? A woman just lost her own father, not uncle, not cousin. A woman just lost her father. Shocked, distraught, broken, crying, confused, in denial. Several emotions are running through her at the same time, weeping and wailing. And her husband comes back from work, and instead of him to console his wife, comfort her, hold her in that height of grief and shock, he orders her to go and start frying plantain for him. So if he is so useless that at that critical point, he cannot fry plantain for himself and even for his wife who is grieving, if he is a leper, if he's suffering from leprosy and plantain is hungering him, he don't know where they sell bole. We're not talking about some days later. We're talking about the same day, just a few minutes after. This is a woman that always cooks. It has never been a problem in the home, and you do not think that it's appropriate to give her a breather that day that her father died? Oh my God. This is not even about emotional intelligence. This is plain, simple intelligence that even a 2-year-old child would have. Even if a mother loses her father or loses someone, a 5-year-old child will not come and tell the mother to open paint for him, to open crayon for him. That child will read the room. That child would understand his mother's state of mind. A 5-year-old, not to talk of a full-fledged man. Even if you don't have conscience, don't you have common sense? Even a boss in the office who doesn't owe you shit, who doesn't owe you any emotional intelligence, you are paid to do your job. If a subordinate just received a phone call that his mother or his father or her mother or her father just died, no boss in his or her right mind would that same period, that same point, tell you, oh yeah, go and start preparing NPRO reports. We have a meeting tomorrow, go and start preparing reports. A boss will not even do that. A boss that owes you no empathy, not to talk of a life partner, a soulmate, a spouse. Why are we making marriage look like a death trap? A hellhole? Or is it that we are actively getting married to people that hate us? So people tried to enlighten Uche, tried to educate her, say don't be so that they do something. That just imagine if that man's mother dies and 1 hour later the wife comes and tells him to go and paint one scratch in the storehouse, in the store or in the garage, or that he should go and tighten one screw that is loose in the kitchen. These things need doing, quite all right. But if they are not done that day that that person died, will the world come to an end? It is something that can wait. It is something that can be managed. It is something that there is an alternative to. It is insensitive. It is ill-timed. If you take bread and butter and chew on that day that your wife lost her parents, you will not die, Uche. But Uche no gree. In her usual obstinate, defiant manner, Uche fired on. She went ahead. Hours later, it could have been 24 hours after self. You lots are lazy and you don't love your man. If you love your man, you will find food and give him before he asks. Men have really suffered in this world. That is my opinion. Ain't nothing wrong in frying 2 minutes plantain that even you too will eat from. You all out here seeking validation for being lazy and not knowing how to cook. It's not a big deal, I beg. Jesus Christ. Uchenda, when did you get married? How many hours ago did you get married that you are now lecturing married women on loving their men and being hardworking? Nothing where Ogbodo no go see for bus stop. Social medium has really shown that many are mad but few are roaming, and that being a public figure does not guarantee wisdom. You in your 1-bedroom face me I knock you apartment at Okokomaiko, managing your I better pass my neighbor generator can be a lot more sensible than someone swimming in designers and having 5 million followers on Instagram. So that was how Uche was insulting and coming for everybody that was trying to make her understand how toxic her position and opinions were. Even the men that she was acting to be speaking for were not supporting her. They were like, any man who would order his wife to go and start frying plantain for him a few hours after her father died is a senseless and soulless nincompoop. So before we go ahead with the story, let's talk about this. Because opinions vary, opinions differ. And when this saga broke, this Frying Plantain news broke, we didn't get an opportunity to talk about it on this channel. Let me get your thoughts about this. Are you on Uche's side, or do you think that it is grossly insensitive for any spouse at all to send his or her spouse on petty tasks only few hours after they lose their parents to death? Or do you believe, like Uche, that if you love your man, or if you are a hardworking woman, you should get up and even go and fry the plantain for the man the same minute the news of the death comes, and prepare his pounded yam, prepare his offense salad before he comes back from work? Do drop your thoughts on that down in the comment section. Before we get into the Uche and May Edochie story, I believe that it is important to give a little background story of UCHE OGBODO and the kind of opinions she typically holds on issues and subjects of discuss. I deemed this background story very important also because there is some sort of pattern here. Have you observed that most of the women who have viciously attacked or have come for May Edochie are women who have suffered great disappointments and disgrace in the hands of men? Women whom ordinarily you would expect them to be more understanding, more empathetic towards me. Women who had sort of had such bitter experiences in their relationships or marriage. Look at Sarah Martins, for example. She is a single mother of 2, and we're not even sure if the man is in the picture in her life or the children's lives. For a Nigerian woman to walk out of marriage in Nigeria with the shame, with the stigma, with the blame, with all she stands to lose, our faulty legal system, for a Nigerian woman to open her eyes and say, I am coming out, you're supposed to know that her eyes would have seen her back. But Sarah Martins left a marriage. She knows what her eyes saw in that marriage. And she was one of the biggest recruiters by Yul and Judy to troll me until the Holy Spirit arrested her and she repented and confessed. We have Yvonne Jegede, a single mother of a son, who takes to social media every Eke Market day to cry how the father of her son have abandoned them, how he refused to be responsible for the child, not even money, he refused to even see the child, visit the child, or align with the child. He doesn't want anything to do with his son. She always comes to social media to cry. But Yul is doing that and worse. Yul is not caring for his children from May. She is single-handedly carrying that responsibility. But yet, Yvonne came on social media on a podcast to say that Yul has done nothing wrong, absolutely nothing wrong. A woman who has felt the sting of that behavior. And here we have UCHE OGBODO as well. From the story I've told you, so many people didn't know her background story, but I have brought it to you. She was a single mother before she married this her young bubba, and she came out to social media to lament and weep how the father of that her daughter refused to see the child, refused to have anything to do with the child, and how it made her wet her pillows. Do you know what it means for your child to be asking about my father? Mommy, where is my daddy? My friends in school, their father came, and you don't know how to explain. You call the man, oh yeah, come and see the child. Let the child feel good. And the man will not come. Do you know how painful it is? Now, this is a woman that has had that kind of experience. But there she is, trolling me, who is shouldering that and even worse. And it leaves me wondering, and it might leave you too, how women like this, who have had a bit of the experience, a tip of the iceberg, would turn around to kick a woman who is going through the same thing even further down. Rather, we are even seeing more and more happily married women who have not even had these kinds of experiences put themselves in that woman's position and empathize with her situation. What do you think is the reason why these kinds of women are the ones taking a swipe on May Edochie? Drop your comments down below. In our next video, we will go right into the cocoa proper. We will delve deep into the Uche and May saga, the genesis, how it started, the issues and the bus. We're going to lay it flat and dissect it in the next video. But relax, don't worry, don't break a sweat. It's going to come very shortly after this one, so you will not have to wait so long or long at all. But while we wait for that video, I would like to get your thoughts and your opinions on 3 major subjects, 3 major issues that have come up from this foundation story. A lot of people have criticized UCHE for getting married to a younger man that she is doing better than. They believe that such marriages do not last. And marriages where women have gotten married to much younger men that last, and when these much younger men are very financially sufficient, not when the women are older and they are more of the providers. What do you think about such situations? Do you believe that they are a good arrangement, or do you believe that they are a recipe for disaster? So drop your thoughts and opinions, my darlings, about this plantain story. This thing trended though, it caused problem. It caused issues on social media. Do you think that a person should be compelled to take domestic responsibilities on the day when they lose a child or a parent, when they're suffering grief? Do you believe that their spouses should also compel them to carry out their responsibilities that they should carry on a normal day? Drop your thoughts about that argument also down in the comment section. And lastly, what do you think is the reason why women like Sarah Martins, Yvonne Jegede, and UCHE OGBODO, who a lot of people believe should be more sympathetic and empathetic, are the ones coming out to water down May's bitter experiences in the hands of her own husband? Women that could not stay in a marriage where they felt they were being maltreated. Drop your thoughts about these and every other thing that we have discussed down in the comments section. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. If you're new here, you are seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your comments down in the comments section, and stay glued for the next video and all the very more that we have coming your way. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.